Well, good day, YouTube, and welcome to another episode of the Albino Rhino Beer Review. You have me, the Rhino. We're here in White's Tavern alone. We're going to drink a beer. We're drinking number 4 of the series of the Historic Brews of Canada from Black Creek Historic Brewing Company. Black Creek Historic Brewery. I've never seen this one alone in the LCBOs here, so I didn't even know it was released until I saw it in a pack that was on clearance, because the other 3 expire this week. This one has another month on it still, but because the other 3 expire this week, it was on sale for $11. So I figured, you know what, I'll buy it. I'll give those other 3 to my neighbor, because I like to give him beer every once in a while. He'll watch my mail and stuff for me. So I'll give him the other 3 that I've had, and I'll review this one. Now this one is in commemoration of Louis Riel. I'm sure most of you Canadians would know Louis Riel, at least Canadians over the age of 28, when we were actually still taught things in school. Anyway, this is Riel's Dream, and it commemorates the 1840s. 5% alcohol by volume. It says unique regional specific ingredients. Historic Beers of Canada, number 4 in the series. The 4th decade, a dream from the West. Born in the 1840s and destined to become known as the father of Manitoba, Louis Riel's dream was simple: for his people to live in peace. But when the Métis were forced from their land, Riel spoke out against it. Canada's government responded by sending soldiers, and after several bloody battles he was arrested and executed. The passionate story of his dream remains a controversial period in Canadian history. Over here we have this Defiant Wheat Stout. That's right, we're looking at a wheat stout. Is brewed with Saskatchewan barley, Manitoba wheat, and French-Canadian hops. Diverse in pedigree, the style and region-specific ingredients were selected by Black Creek to commemorate Louis Riel's dream. Our rich brewing heritage. Black Creek Historic Brewery is located in the heart of the Black Creek Pioneer Village. I actually did a beerumentary there where me and Paul filmed an entire brew day. Ed is an amazing man. If you haven't watched that video, you should. It's actually really good. It was a 3-parter. We did a tour, we did an interview, and we did the brew day. All of it amazing. Now there you can buy growlers. It's single offs basically. He does 1 cask systems. So he doesn't even need a bright tank, because the government can't tax you under 1 barrel. So he does all single offs. You get like 16 growlers per barrel, and they're done. They're cask conditioned. They're not really carbonated, anything like that. These beers, these LCBO releases, are actually brewed at Trafalgar Ales and Meads, which is why I always say that Trafalgar actually can make good beer, just Michael Arnold doesn't normally, because the last beer I drank was actually one of his, and it was actually good. So this is brewed at Trafalgar Ales and Meads by Ed, the brewmaster at the Historic Brewery. Again, if you haven't watched the beerumentary videos, you should. I'm not actually trying to sell myself, because of the fact that I don't make money on these videos anyway. I'm just saying that if you want to see it, it's really interesting. I loved it, and it's there. A wheat stout. It's really, really good too at finding local ingredients. He has a 1 mile beer, which actually is probably more like a 500-meter beer, because he grows his own barley there. They mill it there. They they grow their own hops there. They cultivate their own yeast. It's actually a really, really interesting place. So there we go. Black as black can be. Tiny, tiny head, little finger, off-white, a little bit of a snap, crackle, pop. Hear that little bit of one. Looks good. Looks very good. Okay, I see where we're going here. We get a little bit of chocolate, we get a little bit of coffee, but all in all, this actually smells more like a Dunkelweiss, which you'd expect. I mean, it's a wheat stout, so I mean a dark wheat beer. Not, you know what I'm saying here. you make a wheat stout, you're gonna get those cereal grain scents. You're gonna get the and I mean, you can get that. You're getting that weedy scent on here, which is why I'm saying a Dunkelweiss. But at the same time, you are getting chocolate. You are getting a little bit of caramel. You are getting some coffee. And a lot of roast. It actually does also remind me a little bit of their stout on its own. I mean, their stout on its own is a nice roasty stout. Not a bad beer at all, that one. But this just comes off with a little more sweetness and a little more chocolate and roast to it. I want to get into this. Let's try it. Cheerios, boys and girls. Cheerios. Cheers. Okay. Now, to steal a line from Paul, a little thin. A little thin. However, that little thin means more in this beer than you would think, because with wheat usually makes a heavier, fuller mouthfeel than barley. So it being a little thin while being a wheat wine, a wheat stout is kind of saddening. Other than it being a little thin, this is fucking awesome. I mean, I have to take away that it is a little thin, but other than that, this is a great stout. I would say more a porter because it is a little thin, but it is a great beer. And carbonation very low. Very low, which might actually add to its little thin claim. Very roasty, almost burnt. Not quite burnt, but almost there. Very roasty, like a dark roasted coffee almost. Actually, the malt isn't burnt. It doesn't come off with a burnt malt taste, but thinking in the terms of coffee, it does come off kind of like a burnt coffee. You know how it kind of loses any of that sweetness it had, and it just comes off in this weird roasty taste? That's kind of what I'm getting off of this. It's just a weird roasty, super roasty taste, reminding me of burnt coffee. Nice chocolate flavors in there, nice cereal graininess in there, nice sweetness at the forefront, background, French Canadian hops. What do you guys grow in Quebec? What is a quintessential French Canadian hop? What is a hop that originates from Quebec? I'm actually fairly versed in hops, and I don't know which ones actually originate just from Quebec. I don't even know what flavor profile I'm looking for, but this kind of comes off like an English hop almost, just dirty and mud pie-y. But as a stout, this is looking at the quintessential, almost quintessential dry Irish stout is really what I'm getting off of this. It's drinkable, it's sessionable, it's dry, it's beautiful, it's roasty, it's toasty, it's sweet, it's bitter, it's everything you want. But that's what it's reminding me of is an Irish stout. The only thing I can think is that they really toasted the wheat, and that's where I'm getting that supremely burnt taste from, is toasted wheat, because it's not adding a mouthfeel to it. It's not doing anything like that. Beautiful beer though. Beautiful beer. I mean, I know I haven't said much about the taste, but there's not much to say. It's exactly what you want from a stout. I mean, well, exactly what you would expect from a stout. It's very roasty, it's very toasty, it's almost to the burnt spectrum. It has a nice sweetness, it has a nice bitterness, it has everything you want from a stout. Well, I want from a stout. Ed, Mike, the whole gang, everybody involved in this beer, this is a good beer. It really is. I'm actually supremely impressed with how this came out, and I'm talking like this because the historic beers usually about a 50-50. I mean, what was there? There was Montgomery's Courage. I know that Sal went off on that one because Montgomery was a rebel. There was the Dray Horse. And there was the Rifleman's Rations. I think the Rifleman's Rations was the one I really liked out of the three others. And the other two, one of them was no-go, and the other one was a meh. So, I mean, this brings you up to a 50% on the 4. This is a 50% yes, I would recommend it. I wish this was still made because I would buy more of this. I actually really enjoy this. Out of 10, easily an 8 out of 10. I mean, it's a great stout. Is it a amazing beer? No, but it is a great stout. That being said, I want more. That being said, I want more. That being said, I know nobody that has anything to do with this is going to see it because the people that have to do with this stopped watching me long ago. So, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for watching. Please comment. You know, I love it. Yeah. If you've tried it, let me know what you think. If you haven't tried it, whatever, just say hi. I like interacting with you more than I like drinking my beer. Kind of sounds sad, doesn't it? Yeah, fuck that shit. Fuck you guys. Fuck you all. I don't fucking like you. Cheers. Bye. Wait. Oh, that was a weak burp. What the fuck?